Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. It is time now for Legally Speaking with Buckfire Law Firm. Joining us this morning is attorney Bob Lancey. Thank you so much, Attorney Lancey, for calling in this morning.
Good morning, Colette. Thanks for having me.
Good morning. We'd love to have you. Now, today we are talking about the Edenville and Sanford dam failure. So we know that the company who owned those dams has filed for bankruptcy. So what does this mean for those who are suing Boyce Hydro?
Right. So, the bankruptcy is something that we anticipated, from day one with these companies. And so what the bankruptcy filing does is it puts on hold all of our litigation against the two companies and their Boyce companies that have filed bankruptcy. So that's standard. We can't proceed with any depositions. We can't proceed with any discovery of them while the bankruptcy is pending. And there's some exceptions to that, but generally that is the rule.
Now, will filing for bankruptcy cause any delay for the lawsuits?
Right. So generally speaking, a bankruptcy filing does cause delay, but ultimately the bankruptcy filing, it's a good thing. It's something that provides protection to all of our clients and frankly all of the people that are affected by the dam failure. So there's going to be some delay as a result, but generally speaking, bankruptcy courts are sensitive to the ongoing litigation, and they'll allow some discovery even during the bankruptcy proceeding.
Okay, sounds good. Now I have a three-parter here which kind of all mesh together. Are there other avenues that victims of this flooding can pursue, and can the state agencies be held accountable, and if so, why?
Right. So yeah, the answer is yes. Ultimately, we have filed a lawsuit against the state agencies that we feel are responsible for this failure. And so those cases and claims, now we're looking into a claim against the federal government, which will proceed. The cases against Boyce, again, those two will proceed, but not directly against the Boyce companies that are in the bankruptcy proceeding. But there's still plenty of other people who are not, that are affiliated with Boyce, but not part of the bankruptcy. So again, those cases will proceed as well.
And Attorney Lancey, I know people still have this question. Is it too late? What does the process look like if someone wants to join the lawsuit today?
Right. And so it's a very easy process, and it's not too late. That's the question that most callers into our office ask initially is, am I too late to get involved at this point? The answer is no. And, as I said, we're still contemplating, a lawsuit against the federal government. Again, not too late to get involved in that, and we're continuing to add clients to the existing complaints that are filed against Boyce companies, the individuals, and the state of Michigan, the agencies.
Now, there are some people who didn't suffer direct damage. Can they make a claim?
Right, so that's been a common theme, for us is receiving calls from those people who didn't have, the flooding inside of their home. They happen to be, elevated enough, in their properties that the water intrusion wasn't an issue. But, like we've discussed in the past, these victims of the flood, their real loss is in the valuation of their property. And again, I have two clients are in the process of selling their homes at a substantial loss. So we are proceeding for those people whose loss is limited to, a diminution in their property values.
And people are really trying to pinch pennies, especially those suffering from these failures. What do the legal fees look like for someone joining the lawsuit?
Right, and that's important too, is that there are absolutely no upfront costs. There are absolutely no, upfront fees. we're paid on a contingent basis. So if we don't recover it, then there are no fees. But that's not going to be the case here. And but ultimately, we're sensitive to our clients and their financial situations at this point. It was a devastating financial loss for either those people who just had the property damage at their homes, their residences, but also for those who had businesses destroyed. So right. There are no upfront costs, no upfront fees, and that's something that we wanted to express to the viewers.
And will you just reiterate, Attorney Lancey, what happens if the case is not successful?
Right. So, in the event that there was no recovery against any of these defendants, which won't happen, then the clients, they pay absolutely no attorney fees.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, all the information we need to know. Thank you again for giving so many people out there peace of mind. We appreciate you stopping by today, Attorney Lancey.
Thank you, Colette.
You're welcome. If you want any more information, head on over to the hot link section of WNEM.com.